Hello everyone, welcome back to ZeldaSpeedRuns 2. This usually is the third Saturday of the month for the Dungeon Door Requirement monthly restream, but due to the holiday last weekend, this was moved to this current day and weekend, so we are excited to be back and showcase the DDR rule set. One day we will do this on a dance pad, I promise. But for today, I will hand it over to our three commentators today, Mad Monk Adam, Tobias, and Dobby Digital. So take it away, guys. I will send our runners off.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to Dungeon Door Requirement. I'll be honest, this is my first time commentating on a Dungeon Door Requirement restream, and I couldn't be more excited. This is a settings, a very different settings profile than the standard settings I usually commentate, and I am looking forward to it very much. With me today on comms, Mad Monk Adam and Dobby. Mad Monk, how are you?
I'm doing very well. This is also my first time doing restream for DDR, I'm pretty sure. So, you know...
Right, I'm sure, Dobby.
Nah, this is my second time commentating. Never ran it, but I love this rule set. It is so fun, and it's a great way to introduce people to glitches. Quality of life glitches, not, game-breaking ones, but... Ooh, and we started.
Speaking of which, if this is your first time watching DDR, and you're not quite sure what the DDR rule set is all about, DDR is a glitched rule set between standard and No I Am Wrong Warp that bans some of the most powerful glitches in the game while allowing a lot more of a quality of life stuff. Some major examples of major glitches you will not see today are item manipulation, wrong warping, and bomb hovering are major three. So if you check out the full page here, you can see the full list of what is and is not allowed. There's a list at the top. Additionally, you have to follow what are called the door requirements. You have to enter dungeons more or less the intended way, and you have to enter boss rooms by standing in front of the door and pressing A.
Speaking of, we just got a bow!
Well, that was easy.
Bow. Baby
What a great first item.
I mean, no complaints here. That's
So,
a nice, easy
Here's a question for both of you. Well, more Dobby, because he's probably played a lot more of this rule set than either of us. What would you say is the most important item to get early?
It depends who you are. If you are Shiro, it's a free shield because she won't buy one. But for other players, you're probably going to be buying a shield, and so bombs are typically really nice to have. They let you move around a lot faster and let you do a lot of really cool movement tech to skip over gaps, things like mega flips. So those are two very nice things to find. Shoes are also really good. And if you, in terms of the dungeons themselves, if you find hookshot, that's also nice because it blocks access to two of the dungeons, notably forest and water. So that's also something you are pretty happy to find pretty early. In particular, since one of the settings that we have here that isn't traditional for standard right now, I think, is we have dungeons full sanity on. So having something like hookshot or boomerang is extra.
Makes sense. So, bombs and a shield mostly just for movement.
And hover boots as well, I think, for that same category, right?
Yeah, hover boots, funnily enough, are very nice to have in DDR, but not for what the devs really intend them for. There's, lots of things the devs don't intend, but most of what we use it for are some fun tricks that allow us to skip some items.
No, by the way, I think we saw our first hint just a few seconds ago. That was water,
right.
Water on the hero path and Hyrule Castle on the path to magic.
Interesting. Also, wouldn't you honestly say that everything about OoTR is against what the devs designed?
You're not wrong there.
Except for when you somehow, some way end up with the slingshot in the slingshot room just in the wrong chest.
That is, that's just accidentally the person who refilled it after the last seed, the last player's finished and they were just putting them back. They're trying to fill it vanilla and they just put it on the wrong spot. It's fine. One thing to note for that path of magic. what we were kind of discussing a little bit beforehand off stream, but the passive magic in this case, because we are starting with a medallion, it can't point to anything that is required for any of the dungeons. So that eliminates almost every item, so it's very likely that that path of magic we have there is pointing to magic itself. So that'll be a really good one for players to look out for.
Oh yeah.
Okay, how can it, or why can't it point to anything that's required for any of the dungeons?
So for the path system, you can't have something in a given path that's required for another path with a lower priority. So usually you'll see this is the case in stuff like RSL. You can't have something that's for a hinted for a trial that's also required for the bridge. In this particular case, because we have 1 stone bridge and 5 medallion Ganon DK, it means that effectively all of the items that lock both of those things. Oh, well, there's anyway. Sure, we'll take that. Thanks for completely invalidating our discussion. Thanks, game.
Game. That was the chest I was talking about too, by the way, with the slingshot.
The slingshot.
Now I'm super confused by that Hyrule Castle hint.
Well, there are 2 magics in the game, so it's probably just the other one.
But this wasn't open. It wasn't locked.
It's not, but it can point to either of the 2 of them. It's effectively just trying to get you to get both of the magics, and so it will just pick one if both of them are available.
Okay. Still, wow. Invalidate our whole discussion with 1 check.
Yeah. With 1 check. Thanks, game.
Okay.
What I'm liking here is that it's not. Don't get me wrong. I like the season 5 settings. I'm just not really a big fan of CSMC. CCMC.
I do love that, but I think chest texture mixtures contents is even cooler. That being said, I can understand the reservations against it.
It definitely removes some of the anticipation of as you're opening a chest, being like, is it gonna be good? We don't know.
But we're excited to find out too. Oh, it's trash. Not even gonna check it.
We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh wow! I mean, do you expect our runners to just be standing around here for 20 minutes breathing anytime soon, or why that DBZ reference?
We won't judge. Maybe that's what they're into. That's their running strategy is take a 20-minute break.
No. See, what happened is in DDR. Ganon actually has a 20-minute cutscene opening up to do his first attack.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, every one of his energy balls that he sends out, he has to go for the whole Kame, and it's 6 episodes of him just doing that.
Yes, it's 6 episodes of charging up for 1 full episode of an explosion.
And then Link just swings a bottle and it shoots it back, and that's another 6 episodes of it heading back to him,
Oh yeah, because it's got to go through 8 flashbacks, 7 filler seasons, instead flashbacks, and then the flashback within the flashback.
That was almost like a perfect setup there for the 2-3-1 for Dotso. Just missed the last reflection. That was chef's kiss either way, but it was almost perfect right there.
I do love seeing people's setups for various things because it's so interesting to see how everyone approaches things in a different manner, but somewhat similar for the end result.
Yeah, and you see there are 3 players haven't deviated too much in terms of strategies or techniques, and you can see they're fairly close to each other. So there's definitely wiggle room in terms of what you'd like to do, how in-depth you want to go in terms of setups. Do you want to go full crazy and do some really insane setups to do these things, or do you just want to YOLO it? It's fine too.
Hey, look, slingshot on Goma.
Slingshot from Queen Goma. Right.
Okay. Also, in case people don't know it, because I know there's some people who've never heard of a glitch before, what happened here was when they started this fight, they had their stick out, and they pulled off a glitch called the Infinite Sword glitch that basically makes you a walking AoE.
Yeah, you basically do sword damage every single frame.
Yeah, it's one of a really nice one for combat, and if people are like kind of just getting into doing glitching, it's a really nice first one to learn because it's super useful for combat, and it can be practiced anywhere. Anything that will interrupt your crouch stab will do the trick. So it's pretty easy to just try and play around with it all over the place.
Yeah, so it's basically you perform a crouch stab, but while you're performing the crouch stab, you either use Navi or read a sign to interrupt it, and it makes it infinite.
Basically that.
Am I back?
Yes, you are.
Yep, you are back.
Alright. Did y'all catch what I last said? Because
Yes, we did. Discord is just being rude to you. Hey.
Rude to me specifically. Y'all to me, I can't hear anybody. Wrong.
Okay, Spirit Temple on the hero's path as well.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so one thing to note here. Have one. If I understood the hint distribution correctly, we have one path hint for a stone dungeon and one for a medallion dungeon. Is that correct?
Correct. Because of our layouts, we will have one for stone dungeon, one for med dungeon, and one path of that.
All right. So that tells us that water. Among water and spirit, one of them is a stone and one of them is going to be a medallion.
Very nice.
Yeah, also to note, in case, I don't remember if you mentioned at the start, but their goal here is to get one stone for the to open up the Rainbow Bridge and 5 medallions in order to get the Ganon's Decay. And that's probably a big reason as to why all 3 of our players dip Deku immediately. Since you need both a stone and a medallion, at least one of each, it really doesn't matter what the reward Deku gives you. It'll be good either way. So definitely.
But in this case, it was a medallion,
which is the better thing you're kind of hoping for.
And quite obviously, as before, we have open Deku, which I mean, it's DDR. It wouldn't have mattered either way.
The only thing that matters is the dungeon door entry requirements and the boss room entry requirements.
And here's Weird Egg from Melon for Dotso.
So what that means is you can't use any glitches or tricks that would skip the normal opening of a dungeon.
The one nice thing is that you are able to do like a Mega Flip over Mido. Right. In order to access Deku Tree. That's perfectly allowed since you're not actually getting into the dungeon. You're just kind of you're basically getting to the loading zone that allows you to get there.
Right. But going into Deku Tree as adults through random bullshit is not allowed.
Correct. There are quite a number of tricks you can use in order to do that, including one of the best name tricks, Mustache Clip.
Wait, I've never heard of Mustache Clip.
It's great. It's basically what it sounds like. You kind of do a particular setup and you clip into the Deku Tree's mustache as an adult, and you get into the dungeon. It's fantastic.
That is great. I must ask you a question. Can I enter your dungeon?
Hey, we have our medallions. That was a bit too quick for me to catch, but I'm sure someone is about to fill me in here.
Oh yeah, I got you, bro.
Oh yeah.
I got you. Our medallions today are
Hyrule Field Path to Volvagia as well. Oh?
Let's see. We started with Shadow Medallion, and then Deku Tree was the Spirit Medallion. Jabu Jabu is the Forest Medallion. Forest Temple is the Water Medallion. Fire Medallion is in the Fire Temple, so it's vanilla. And then the Light Medallion is in Shadow Temple. Which makes our stones Dodongo's Cavern, Water Temple, and Spirit Temple.
Well, DC is almost certainly what these players are going to do, but it will depend on if you... Because I think Spirit was one of our...
one of our hero paths.
So we'll see. They could opt for that to try and if they're desperate for items. But the unfortunate thing is that some of the named items you don't know which one it could end up being. And if it's something like Mirror Shield, that's going to be pretty much useless for you because it's only to beat the Spirit Temple, which you're hoping to not do.
You want to do the least amount possible to get the and with the most gain from it.
So
Basically, it's the opposite of being productive.
a bit confused by the hints that we've gotten so far. Okay, we have water and forest on the hero's path, and Hyrule Field named on the path to Volvagia. I thought that wasn't a thing in these settings.
Whoa, the brain free shield, by the way. But that hint stone said something Zora or Zora something, and it had I think it was Baron, and I could not catch it. So we'll have to wait for the next person to get it. I was too focused on Dotso reading.
Zora River is barren, is what it said?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
So we
Cracker
do
telling
have,
us this.
we do apparently have a path to Volvagia, a named path for Hyrule Field as well, which I hadn't expected.
Interesting. Does that mean our hammer is bomb locked?
Or it could be Open Grotto for the extra hilarity.
Oh, that would be hilarious. You know, I've noticed that if you ever get something like Lake Hylia Baron, you orphan that open grotto so often.
There have been many a seed where I'm like, I should probably go check Open Grotto. It's been like 2 hours and it's got like bomb bag or something and I'm sad.
Oh, so that was a bottle in the graveyard shield grotto.
Nice. Bottle is definitely good to have, not just... it's nice to have for Ice Cavern, though technically you can skip all of the bottle requirements in Ice Cavern itself. The major thing you actually need it for in this rule set is entering Jabu. Since that is part of the entrance requirements for Jabu, you have to give him a fish.
Yep.
Hashtag bless Carl.
Which, I believe we actually have to do Jabu Jabu. Well, we only need 5 medallions, so maybe not.
Yeah, they might end up being the Jabu were the ones they skip. It is a pretty fast dungeon if you have the stuff for it, but since it does require Boomerang, it typically will depend on what you find. It's what we kind of like about the 5 medallion layout, is that you're not kind of forced into finding every single, like, item. Usually you have some leeway in terms of what you find and what you want to do.
Right, and there's 7 medallions. 8 medallions?
6 medallions.
6 medallions. I have no idea
5 dungeons
what
plus
is
the 3
doing.
one.
Right. There's 6 medallions, so with a 5 medallion layout, you get to pick one to skip.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is also where a lot of, based on the items we get, where a lot of these runners will go different paths based on what dungeons they feel more comfortable doing.
Exactly. If they end up not finding the hammer, probably you'll skip fire. But if you find everything you need and you have a choice between doing like forest or fire temple, it's effectively your pick of which you think is faster or which ones you hate more. Personally, I hate fire with a fiery passion. No pun intended. So I'm like, do I have literally any option to do something that isn't fire? I'm doing that.
I mean, hating fire is pretty well founded. Yeah, here that hintstone, Hyrule Field path to Volvagia. Interesting.
Dobby, I have the perfect gift for you.
Ooh. Intrigue. I love it.
Okay, Dotso here.
I will have to say though. Oh no, go ahead. Oh, Dotso doing the King Zora. No, not King Zora skip. He's going
that was
through the eyes.
going straight to Lost Woods here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's doing a very nice
Dude,
clip.
might have skipped. Yes. But no, what I was going to say is, Fire has one of my favorite memes of all time from ZSR, which was the panda on fire running around being chased by a fire truck. For deep fire.
Oh.
Okay.
Haven't seen that before. Okay.
Yeah, I
It
haven't
was
seen that
during
one.
one
but now I won't.
restream. It was during one restream, and it was I forget their name, but it was one of the restreamers.
Market foolish. Hey, could have gotten that in
Wow.
before we
Yeah.
have a final.
Don't we always? Oh, it was Void Kingdom. That's who it was. It was Void Kingdom's meme because he had this little panda running around on fire. It was great.
And I think Deku Tree is Path of Magic.
We get Path of Magic there? Isn't that our second Path of Magic?
That is our second
is.
Path of Magic.
Less weird.
We
That is weird.
we
These
might have
things
to
do
work
exist.
on those settings some more.
Yeah, I'll have to double
Jonas
check.
sung on Sacred Forest Meadow, yeah, but
Because we shouldn't have... Unless there's some really weird shit happening, which can theoretically happen if it tries to hint, like, one of the... If it's trying to hit one of the other paths and it can't because there are no items in it, it can just kind of crap out and spit out a different hint instead. But yeah, I'll have to take a look, because that's weird.
well, yeah, we can. I mean, I was also confused by the actual path hint that wasn't just Hero's Path, but actually named a specific boss. But hey, that's why we're testing these settings. It is great fun either way.
Yeah, that is a good point too. These are not necessarily the very final settings we're using for S2. This was stable that I rolled it on. So there are some changes that if people play them and they find out they don't like, that we can play around with, or if we find out that things are broken.
Hey,
nice
hovers.
hovers.
Ooh. Gotta love them
Datsu's doing the bow strat here. I love it.
Ooh.
Apparently,
I've
the
seen this
bow,
guy.
if you position carefully, the bow actually moves so fast that it ignores the collision in these rocks, and you can blow up one of the bombs that are behind here.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
great.
That arrow is literally so fast it phases through the boulders.
Exactly. It's just the collision just doesn't have time to check it properly.
And that was Minuet for Eggmeister in the crater wall.
Oh, did he?
Sorry, on the
Oh,
crater
he ran
zone.
out of arrows.
Well, it was worth a shot. That's it.
Worth several, in fact.
Very many shots.
Also, this clip Vidya's trying to do here through this bombable wall. Oh, he had 10 left. He didn't want to waste them. That's fair.
All right.
No, watch Vidya here. He's trying to clip. Oh, he did it that time.
There you go.
Yep.
That you can't see inside.
Eggmeister
Oh,
did that.
money.
Eggmeister did that same clip just a minute ago, and yeah,
Oh, well, oops.
showed us that purple rupee already. What Eggmeister also just did was grab Aurora's Wind off the volcano.
Interesting, and Vidya described hover boots, which we also saw from Eggmeister before. It was on the roof of the Dongos. Which I am curious. Is the Dodongo's head opening considered part of the dungeon requirements for Dodongo's Cavern, or is there even a clip to get through that without blowing up the eyes?
Oh, that once you're inside, you're good, because that's not the boss door. You could, in theory, you can clip there, but I don't think there actually are any clips, if not ones that are useful to get behind there. I don't personally know.
Hey, maybe that's something to test and find out if you can make one. Have a clip named after you. It'll be the Dobby clip.
It's possible. A lot of times for clipping, you tend to use explosives because they give you a lot of speed. And at that point, you're like, well, if you've got shoes, you could just light the eyes and you're good.
Yeah.
So obviously, it depends too, just because sometimes in DDR we like tricks just because they're unintended and thus objectively better. Looks pointedly at bottom of the well.
Objectively better because the devs didn't want you to be able to do it.
Oh, exactly. It's 100%.
It's unintended, so it's better because it's not intended.
I see what you did there.
Well, arrow in the windmill. Ah, we'd
What was
already
that?
seen that. We had
Yes.
seen Bolero already on another runner.
Yes, Egg has got Bolero.
Oh,
wow.
that's nice from Egg.
That was a very, very clean flip.
That's a chef's kiss there right now, Egg. That was beautiful.
Ooh.
Please have like bombs here, because that would be major reward.
Oh,
but
the well's
foolish.
fully.
I'm not seeing the well. Oh, no ocarina dive today. Or
Unfortunately.
chicken dive.
Well, you can still Ocarina dive into Water Temple after you've hit the switch.
Yeah, we might see that. Cause the water is, it's not likely, just because DC is the stone and water's also stone, but... Yeah, you see that too, Shira? I don't know.
It's almost like only half of his bar drained, but his bar, instead of draining from right to left, is draining from middle out.
He's going for half milk strat, but for his magic meter, it's half magic meter.
Bigger one is dead.
No. We have to do this properly. It's pronounced milk.
Hey, I'm not Canadian. I am German. Pronounced milk.
I'm glad you caught the reference, though.
I know too many Canadians not to.
You know what? That's
I
fair.
know a couple Canadians too. Just one or two.
Meanwhile, poor Australia's just sitting there hanging off the edge of the world, upside down.
It is how geography works, I'm pretty sure.
Of course. Haven't you realized that the world is just a giant cat playing with Australia?
This checks out, to be fair.
I will show you what I mean. And yes, I know I'm memeing in the middle of the stream, but why not? Where did that go? I know I have it saved.
Let's see, none of them have opted to go into fire while they're here, just to do the first couple checks. To be honest, I kind of agree. Fire sucks,
Yes,
as I mentioned previously. But you also don't even have like bombs or hammer yet, so I don't think it's like... I think you might as well wait till you get that. I think it was Hyrule Field was on Path of Volvagia, so might as well check that first, if you can.
But you see what I mean? It is the world is playing with Australia.
Okay. Today I learned.
The more you know.
Indeed.
And guess what? America is the cat's behind.
Also checks out.
So many jokes I can go for now.
I was wondering what Egg was doing there, because he just drank his green potion with full magic, but then I realized he just wants an empty bottle.
Yeah, he does kind of need an emotional support fish. Oh, no, wait, a food support fish at some point.
Nah, he wants to rush ice, because the play is to always rush ice.
You might actually be rushing ice, though, which is an interesting play.
I mean, we are in a weekly race, so that is definitely a valid play.
Oh, is he trying to do the King Zora melt trick?
Yes, indeed. He's trying to, if you load the sign at, like, in a particular way at the same time as, like, you turn around with King Zora there,
wow, he
you actually completely get rid of his ice.
Wow.
Because OT.
And
I want to say Iron Boots!
That was Iron Boots!
Nice.
Gerudo Valley has neighbor's love. Also, this clip's really interesting. It's one of the easier King Zora skips.
Yeah. It is. It's so free, because you literally just target a wall and then move slightly over to the right, and you can clip. It's the best.
Yeah. But how many different ways are there to clip past King Zora?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
I mean, KZ skip as we know it from standard mainly exists because we aren't allowed to glitch through walls in these settings.
What is that? Is that eye drops?
That looks to be eye drops.
Either drops or a bottle?
No, it's eye drops.
No, it's milk.
It's milk. Of course,
milk.
Egg finds milk.
Yeah, Egg finds milk. It's breakfast.
Oh no, letting you drown.
Breakfast of champions.
Yeah.
It's also really convenient, King Zora giving you Iron Boots right there, so you can easily check the bottom here and not strand this check behind. Oh, Datso's going into fire. Why'd you do that?
Ooh, interesting.
Specifically to annoy you, I think, Dobby.
That's fair, you know. It might not be a bad play, and it might actually be a smart play, but
Well, no,
I just don't like fire, so...
Meanwhile,
Dotso
James
knows you're commentating, so he did it just to piss you off and make
James
you deal with Gorons.
is looking to go for Hyrule Castle 2 hint.
He might
See
also
if that
be
pays
heading
off.
to...
Castle on the Path of Magic. Yeah, okay.
That's the
that.
second copy.
Yeah, we
there.
definitely have 2 Paths of Magic. I'll need to check
Yeah.
why that's happening, because that's weird.
Hey,
Also-
I mean,
For those that didn't know, you actually don't have to swim in the moat to get past those guards without getting thrown out. Because I've seen a lot of people who don't realize you can walk along the edge and
learned.
make it past.
Nice setup to get this goal up here, too. That's a
Also
thing
is-
is glitchless jump, too.
It is a glitch,
And there are
yeah.
setups that exist, so... I'm sure Dotso has, like, 6.
I mean,
Also
it's
is,
Dotso.
let's put it this way, not worried about only having 12 seconds to work with in Fire Temple. Wasn't
Oh
so
wait,
far.
reverse ice cavern.
I think you got that first try, too, which is super nice.
Mm-hmm.
To note, you can only do this if you already have Iron Boots, because specifically for this part, you need to open this door, and you can only open this door if you have the Iron Boots.
Oh, okay.
You can do the
Thunderstorms
clip.
from Impa.
You can do the clip through the crystal even without the Iron Boots, but you just kind of be stuck out of bounds or stuck on the other side.
Until you drowned.
Well, you wouldn't drown because you'd float up to the top. You just have to jump down and continue the rest of ice normally, unfortunately. One thing that we haven't found yet, I don't think, is Zelda's Lullaby, unless I'm
Nope, we do not have
being a
that.
dork.
4 songs so far. Minuet, Bolero, Eponas, and Storms. Just now.
So, a bunch of songs that don't help us with the requirements.
Ha! Why pack a bottle of blue fire when you can just clip through the red ice blocks?
You know what? That's valid. Oh my god, ice keys.
Look, I have no problem with Ice Cavern, but can we please just decide as a community to delete the ice keys out of this game?
Okay, I've brought this up several billion times. Top 5 enemies in OoTR. Number 5.
What did that
Depends
skull
how you
just
define
reveal?
best, I think.
Well, you know what? That's fair.
Key Sanity, where all keys are randomly fire, ice, or normal. This
God.
sounds terrible, and I would love to watch it and hate to play it.
Yeah, I would never want to play that.
Oh god. No, that's
I'm
something,
imagining
something
trying to
for
do-
random settings.
Someone get Rob Dog on the case here.
Egg pulling out all the great strats, like lunge storage for gear, just chef's kiss.
He's doing very well on the glitch in his strats and his movement and stuff, and it's very nice to see.
One thing to note, since I don't think we've mentioned it yet, if you are looking at all these glitches and thinking that's super intimidating, how on earth am I going to do all this and be able to compete? You don't have to worry. LeadR uses glitchless logic, so none of the glitches you see here at all require. You can just do any glitch you want, or any of the allowed glitches that you want to do. You can add them at your own pace if you want to. If you don't want to do any glitches and want to play just standard rule set, that is also perfectly valid, and is fully allowed in the rule set. So you don't have to worry about getting locked and needing to do a specific glitch.
And the seed
Right.
would work just fine with that.
It just allows glitches for quality of life, or faster movement, or getting past annoying item requirements.
That being said, a few more tricks than you're probably used to from the standard settings are enabled, among which are, for example, the reverse wasteland crossing.
Oh, being able to light the torches outside of Fire Temple was something besides Din's Fire. Not Fire Temple, Shadow Temple, something besides Din's Fire.
Yeah, you can use.
As long as you light them, yeah.
Yeah, I found fire air entry. It isn't in logic, but it is allowed. So yeah, if that is something that you miss doing, is that setup, that is indeed allowed in DDR, as well as you can use Din's Fire, of course, or you can use QPA /empty jump slash if you want to go full glitchy.
Also, we missed it, but Dasso just pulled off a great timer glitch there, where he backflipped repeatedly to keep the timer from going down inside of the crater.
I think he backflip and then used Ocarina, I think, in midair? I think that's it. Yeah, is it frame perfect backflip, or is it the one? Because I know you can also use the Ocarina.
It's frame perfect backflips. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just be frame perfect, Fivehead.
Oh, God.
I mean, you don't have to add dots or like that, you know?
Wait, we got Song of Time? Oh, no.
So Egg not opting to do... We still don't have any explosives, which is really, at this point, kind of our bottleneck.
Not quite. We have bomb shoes. Egg got a pack of bomb shoes in Ice Cap.
Oh, yeah, we have bomb shoes. So Egg... There's a bomb shoe strat to get to adult side spirit, I think, but I don't think there's one to get to child side. Well, there probably is. I know of one. It's terrible. But there is technically one. And so Egg and Dotso might know it. He would do Armos? He would. You're right, he totally would.
Okay.
Egg, we'd like to joke in the community that Egg has a lot of setups for things that are really an eccentric list of items, of like, if you have this and not this. And we joke that at some point he's going to release his coveted setup for leaving Link's house.
Oh.
Okay. But seriously, though, can we talk about how Armos are the one thing that didn't get an increase in push speed?
There's a purpose behind that.
I know there's a purpose behind it. It's still annoying as hell.
Fair.
Yeah, it's definitely one that anytime you're pushing an Armos, you're like, I wish this was a thing. But alas, unfortunately, it is not. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons is specifically to nerf the Armos push in Spirit Temple. Because that would otherwise be too free, I think.
To be fair, like, it's still going to be slower to do the Armos push rather than if you've got Din's Fire or Fire Arrows. It's always going to be faster to use those than do the Armos push, and it's always going to be faster to do the Armos push rather than come back. So, But I do remember there are also some technical limitations as well. There's some weirdness about like how it's handled, the push speed. So maybe someday. We hope.
I believe that the reason it has some of that push speed problems is because it is both an object and an enemy.
That would make sense, that it's like a weird actor in that way.
Good point.
That's a song video.
It's indeed a song.
That's awesome. I know most people just go for 2 notes.
Oh no, I go for Goron's Lullaby from Majora's
Bomb
Mask.
bag!
And
Bomb bag!
finally, and 30 is dead. Or
30
is
is
a token.
another. 30 is just extra token.
Self-lock.
Hey dude, I heard you like tokens.
So we're gonna
that
give you
was
another
in
token.
Remote Grotto, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Remote Grotto, so it's bomb locked.
That's interesting,
we got?
because we have Path of Volvagia in Hyrule Cast, or in Hyrule Field.
Hyrule Field, yeah.
Which can't be that one, because bombs might be logically required for Volvagia, but bomb lock bombs can't be.
Right. Also, new hand. Forest Temple's Hero Path.
Nice. Forest Temple is a medallion, so we might go there. Hook shot.
Interesting. Is that Open Grotto? That's Open Grotto.
Oh,
There's
bomb
a
efficient.
bomb deck. Okay.
Yeah. So that opens up all the other bombs, because that one is free. You can get that anytime.
Right, because that does not require Kokiri Sword anymore.
Nope.
You remember when that was still a requirement to do child fishing?
What's this Kokairi Sword you talk about?
Okay, here, let me rephrase. You know how there's the Master Sword and the big Goron
Console's about
sword.
to be disappointed.
It's a mini Goron sword.
Oh, I didn't know that existed. Also, a nice test from NVIDIA. If you drop a bomb and then roll into it, and then hold certain button combination and hold PSS position, which is just slightly off from neutral, that allows you to preserve speed, and you can use that to go backwards really fast. And Hessing, which is the one we saw there, it has the fastest movement tied with Super Slide, but you can also move left and right and change your angle.
Yeah, it's basically Sonic Link.
Basically, yeah.
Gotta go fast.
I mean, and Dotso does have a blue tunic at the moment, so he could pull off the look.
Good, you're right. Though he doesn't actually have bombs yet. He's the only player that does not have bombs yet.
Well, you know,
mostly when he finds it.
but he is also Dotso, so does he really need an explosive?
Tess, I think you might technically not, because I think Wes you don't. But
And Open Grotto evidently has a hook shot.
Yeah, I saw that.
I missed it from Egg, but I saw it on Vidya James' side.
Egg's going into water.
Oh, well, he has all the requirements.
Yeah, well, that is true. He does have hover boots and bombs, so he can complete it.
Yeah.
The normal things you hear about water temples. Yeah, we have hover boots. We can beat it now. We're good.
Hover slide, right?
Yep, exactly.
I'm used to hammer recoil.
The hammer recoil also works if you have hover boots in some capacity. That will let you cross the gap or long shot. One of the two.
Also, I say this in all randomizers because it's so true, but you can tell based on dungeon design that they never intended for you to be able to get the hover boots before you did the first 3 temples, because it trivializes a lot in all 3 of them to have the hover boots.
Oh, well, I mean, in vanilla, it's completely impossible since you require all 3 in order to get the Nocturne.
Right.
So it makes sense from a design perspective, even if we know that that may not have been the most accurate of decisions.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even when the Ocarina of Time came out, I should have realized somebody was going to randomize it.
I don't think randomizers were a thing back then.
No.
No, but
I think the internet was barely a thing. Never mind randomizer.
God. Don't make me feel old, okay? I still remember. Dial-up internet.
I mean, I can always make people feel old. People of my generation feel old when I tell them my first computer was a Pentium 4.
Oh God.
My very first computer. It had a whopping 256 megs of RAM and 40 gigabytes of hard drive.
That's adorable.
Also, look at this flip Dotso's doing.
And I think Adam just got 10 years older in his mind.
He
I'm not
tried
even
for
30
the
yet, okay?
the boomer setup to get in, as we apparently called it yesterday.
Nice trap.
Which, you know what, is fair.
Was that Craig?
I think that might have been a fake Greg. Also, nice rupee count on Dotso's side.
Oh God.
How many ice traps do we have in these settings?
It's the normal amount, which I
Maximum.
think is 6. So,
Alright.
was it 3?
Shiro says
Whatever
3.
there are in vanilla, which I don't remember how many there are in vanilla.
I want to say there's. I don't know.
James
Yeah, the
filling up
biggest
his
fair is
wallet.
3. Oop, on egg side on the bottom, so see here, as we were mentioning, the hover slide. So if you do a super slide, or in this particular case, he's actually doing a mega side hop, and then equip the hover boots. Hover boots let you keep that speed a lot better. And then when you cross the gap, they're hover boots, so they let you keep your vertical height. So it lets you cross gaps that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do. In this case, getting us straight to the boss door.
Without the long shot.
Yep.
Which also makes this fight a bit harder, but not by much.
Yeah, you still have the hook shot, so it's definitely not bad at all. You can technically do it even without hook shot, but in DDR it's not likely to be relevant outside of entrance randa.
Egg kind of not grabbing Morpha the first time around, but second time around gets it pinned into the corner, and that's Morpha done for Eggmeister.
So baseball, you can do it without hook in two ways. The easiest is if you have magic, you can do quick spins. There's also a second setup. If you don't have, there's like a specific setup if you don't have magic. You can like do a looping pattern where you jump off and climb up in a certain rhythm, and then you're able to kind of just crouch stab Morpha's weird ball thing as it pops out of the water. But that one is significantly harder to do. Quick spins with magic is much easier.
Also, we're about to see a clip into the silver block room.
Who needs silver gauntlets?
I think that's what he's doing, unless he's trying to get a clip to go up because he doesn't have bombs for a bomb jump.
The fire arrows on Morpha there.
Oh yeah, no, he was just doing the hover trick to get up here.
Unless, I don't think a sword recoil gives you enough speed. I think you do need bombs. Unfortunate. But, you know, sometimes the game just doesn't want to be explosive.
Or sometimes the explosives are in a weird spot that you just don't check because you can do so much as an adult with glitches.
It is kind of the downside, as we're mentioning for the glitches. They're really flashy and they can help you skip a lot of requirements. But the downside of that is that it means that the game itself is a lot more open, which can make it trickier to figure out like how in depth should you go into the different places. And that's why knowing the logic and understanding the logic is so critical in DDR to know if there's a chance that where you're going is going to be worth your while at all. So we do always recommend learning logic is super critical for DDR, not just knowing cool glitches.
Yeah, actually, learning and understanding logic is critical for all versions of Randomizer.
Except for maybe no logic. I hear it may be less useful there.
You know what? It's a fair point. No logic. Can you even beat the seed?
Who knows?
The answer is probably, but we'll see. Ooh, video. Are you doing Poe cutscene skip? Do you have Carl? Hashtag bless Carl.
Oh, cutscene skip?
Skipping the Poe cutscene in Forest Temple so that the elevator stays up.
Oh.
Yeah, if you drop a fish or technically a bug at the right time and then recatch it on one of two frames, you regain control during the cutscene where the Poes are putting down the elevator, and that lets you like run to the elevator itself before it goes down, and lets you effectively keep it active, and so you don't have to do any of the Poe sisters. These Wolfos are terrifying to me though. Okay, we're good. I appreciate that Vidya has a bow and a hook shot on the other C buttons and opted for bomb for that. Apparently he does not have bottle for that. That's
there
fine.
Goes the elevator.
Yeah, that was really close on Gotsa's side. He was trying to recoil to reach the upper section, but I think his angle was just a little bit off. Since I think with the sword recoil, you don't have as much distance to work with. So I think he was just a little bit off and landed in the lava. Ooh, hammer!
Hey, hammer!
That's nice.
So
We
what
love
in
that.
the world is our path to Volvagia and Hyrule Field?
It's probably hookshot to get into Fire Forest Temple to grab that
Oh
ammo.
yeah. Okay, yeah, makes sense. And a strength in the Wolfos Grotto.
That does mean, though, that the other hookshot is hookshot lock, which is interesting in itself, but to be fair, hookshot logically closes off a ton of the game, so... But yeah, using one of the most satisfying uses for ISG, you can just activate it and then turn into a Tripper Shredder as you walk into Shalfos. Gotcha's using entrance point glitch. So you can see on the top right on Dotso's side, he is trying to crouch tab and then equip hover boots on a certain frame. And then when you open up the door, you don't have the correct coordinates for the door to activate properly. And so you're able to kind of inch your way inside the door itself and make your way over to the areas in the maze that you're not supposed to get to. It is, though, a very tricky trick, and so seems like he might be either retrying it or just not opting for it yet. Either way is fine.
An alternative technique, if he had a hookshot, would have been a weird shot, right?
If you had a hookshot and explosive, yeah. Because you need hook explosive for weird shot, so... He's currently, unfortunately, missing both of those, which are both of our other players have. As Dotso's kind of avoided the lake area, which we know has both of those items, so... Lake and field, technically. Egg has fish. Ooh, yeah, so baseball's right. So we're probably seeing on the bottom here the cutscene skip.
Well, let's take a quick look at what Egg does here. So he said release and recapture the fish on 2 specific frames.
Yeah, 1 of 2 frames will work.
Hey, it's fire! GTG loaded today. When is it ever not?
I think we've had 1 seed that it was barren, and we were amazed. Egg save. Egg save. Egg save.
He saved.
I'm pretty sure you didn't save beforehand. If you, the one thing to note, this is like a one-time cutscene, and so if you burn this cutscene and miss the trick, you just can't do it again. You have to reset in order to get the cutscene back in order to do it. Thankfully, you got it first try.
You did capture the fish.
And so, you do have to be careful. The other thing you have to be careful for is that, 1, this can happen if you close the text box too fast, it just jumps, backflip, and you'll get forever go down. But also, this elevator will stay down and stay active until you do literally anything that resets the dungeon. So that includes dying, save warping, voiding, getting caught by one of the floor masters, accidentally sneezing too hard and crashing your console. Like anything that resets the dungeon will cause this elevator to go back down. So don't do any of that.
Then you're going the entire loop.
Yeah, and then you have to go through the entire loop for all of those.
So a skip that they can't do here in DDR settings, or DDR rule set rather, is the boss door skip that is possible here in Forest Temple. That would involve jump slashing through one of the staircases, or one of the walls here, and landing straight in the warp zone, or straight in the boss room for Phantom Ganon. Indeed.
So yeah, so that is, as I was mentioning, we do need the boss key here. So that's basically what both Vidya and Egg are looking for, is that boss key.
And they're approaching the dungeon from 2 different ends here.
Oh, and I guess it's also one other thing to note for hookshot lock, hookshot. Because of the small keys, that's also, or because of skull scanity, sorry, that's also much more likely to happen, since a lot of the skulls you're expected to have hookshot as an adult, since, you know, that's supposed to be the first thing you get as an adult. other players had Requiem. Dotso seems like he doesn't have it.
That has to be Egg because he did Ice Cavern.
It was Ice, yeah, so that would be Egg who played it. We'll see. We're starting to get to the spots, I think, between Vidya and Egg. To kind of the worst spots you can find DK is kind of in the middle, since that's always going to be like the last things you end up checking. Also to note on Vidya's side, he does not have any strength, but strength in DDR is kind of a suggestion. So what he's going to do a bunch of clicks in order to get through the blocks, and then you can kind of, using the hover boots, you can kind of get to one of the ledges earlier than you're supposed to without pushing enemy bullets, which is nice.
Useful.
Or Egg just missed it. There's a cool strat you can do there with the iron boots, but Egg's doing the backup here, which is mega jump / a hover boost, depending. I've heard it called both. If you equip hover boots on the second plane recoil, right there, and then hold direction, you get a huge burst of speed that lets you cross that gap. So it means you don't have to do the recoil. It's effectively equivalent to the trick in the other room in order to get here early. This saves a key, which is nice. Also, just to check, Madbunk, are you still there? Just making sure Discord hasn't crapped out on you. Because I haven't heard you for a while.
Ping. Well.
Monk S.
Down one Mad Monk.
Well, let's do this.
Here's Egg back in the main room here. Grabbing his hammer. Egg choosing not to do ISG here and just fight the Stealthos the usual way. With power crush steps. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's that. Perfect. We went to our gap.
No, I have no idea what's going on with Discord.
You can use Din's Fire against the player dancers? Or is that just a miss?
It did nothing. That was a misclick.
I think Dot doesn't realize he has no way to fight it.
Flare dancers have Ganon's damage model, so you need the Master Sword to do any significant damage.
Which usually throws people off, because it's the only enemy in the game that takes more damage from Master Sword than the Big Goron Sword.
Yeah, other than Ganon itself.
Yeah.
Which I think, if I remember correctly, they actually have their own specific damage table. That just happens to be the case. Which is weird.
Interestingly, Phantom Ganon, no problem. Takes more damage than Big Goron. And Egg does not have strength, but does not care. Clips straight through the block.
Yeah, strength comes from within, so it's fine.
Oh lord.
Oh boy. Hey, more bomb juice.
Hey, that's always nice.
Wait, that one. That's why I checked at the start to make sure I had the proper roll to re-enter the chat.
Kicked by the restreamer.
It's not the first time.
That
I think
will be the last.
2 or 3 times in one stream. It was great.
Ooh, okay.
Don't go for a new record. Don't tempt me. It's the sound effect for the hover boots is the Link gasp. That's what that is.
Oh no. Bong.
Wow, Dotso doesn't have any bombs, and so is opting to do, like, some fancy flippy tricks in order to do Fire Temple.
What? Okay.
And, you know, it's Dotso. He just wants to show off and show cool tricks, which is fair. There are a lot of really cool glitchless jumps in this game that you don't see. Because, you know, you can just do either glitches to skip past them, or sometimes you can just use ground jumps.
Ground jumps are my favorite. Very easy.
Super easy.
One of the first tricks that I think someone new to Randomizer wants to play this game.
Should learn.
A bit more quickly, should learn.
That and B1 skip. Doesn't matter which version, just learn a B1 skip.
Yeah, that B1 skip, there are like 600 versions, and I hate them all. I suck at B1 skip. That is one of the tricks that's in logic here, but, you know, I just hope I find bombs, because you can do B1 skip using ground jump, and that's the easiest way.
Can we talk how much anxiety Egg's magic bar is giving me?
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
Hey, there's the boss key.
Yeah, that's like probably the worst spot you could find.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Straight in the middle. That was with Beth, I think.
Yes. I can never remember the order. I remember all the names. I can never remember the order.
Joelle, Beth, Amy, and Meg. So Shiro says it was Joe.
Okay, so it's... brain.
I always appreciate that for bingo squares they say defeat Meg, and then in parentheses they tell you it's the purple pose, because they realize no one's gonna know which one's which.
Oh, I knew it. Meg was the very last one, the purple one. I knew Amy was the green one. It's the other two I get. Meg and Beth. It's Joe and Beth I get mixed up.
Happy 1 hour, everyone.
Happy 1 hour, everyone. This is a good time to remind you guys all that you are watching the DDR race stream. It is a weekly race every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which I think is 5 p.m. UTC, question mark?
That's correct.
That is correct. Nice. This is a monthly restream, but a weekly race. So typically we have these restreams the third Saturday of the month. Due to the holiday last week, it's before this one. If you're not familiar with DDR, DDR is a glitched rule set specifically designed for randomizers that allows a lot of quality of life glitches while banning some powerful glitches in the game. You can check out the webpage there if you want full details of everything there. Shoutouts, as always, to our wonderful tracking team. In baseball, Guppy, who I think isn't here yet, we're not sure.
No.
As well as Shiro, who's tracking, and who's also our lovely restreamer this time.
And also race monitoring for good measure.
Because Shiro does it all. I'm sure she could commentate as well if she wanted to.
Don't tempt her. She will. And also thanks to my awesome co-commentators, Mad Monk Adam and Dobby Digital.
Great pleasure, as always.
Don't say that, Shiro. We always need you.
There we go, I fixed it.
There we go. Just go give all those links a follow.
Exactly.
And
Also,
of course, since I don't think we
runners.
specifically tracked them out yet, this one should be the runners? Yeah.
Yeah.
As you were mentioning, Vidya, Dotso, and Egg.
Egg my stuff. Use my stuff, Egg.
Yeah.
Also, I've heard from Birdie that if you're also looking to check out some bingo, Dotso and Vidya might be doing bingo tonight. Or Vidya at least might be. So check that. Be sure to follow if you want to check out some vanilla bingo action too.
Bingo! It's a dreamo. You know, we should have a commentator bingo. Every time someone posts a meme in chat, that's 1 square.
It would be a
How-
full
How
black
many,
every time.
how many bingo boards do you want to fill out during a single stream?
69.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, also, another thing I should probably mention on the 1 hour mark, that if you guys are interested in joining the DDR races, we always encourage more players. You can check out in the OoTR Discord, which I think is this one, if I can remember how to spell. Yay! You can check out the DDR discussion channel if you want to chat with people and learn new tricks. That's also a good place if you're looking to learn any glitches. You can ask around there, or gameplay and tricks as well. We'll both have tons of people who are more than happy to help you learn whatever glitches you want, even from like insanely crazy tricks like Child Shadow, please do Child Shadow, or if you're just learning and want to do some like easy tricks like IFG. Everyone's super happy to help people learn.
And do keep in mind, you can play this completely glitchless if you just want to join the race for fun. No need to learn any glitches at all, though of course, this is meant as a way to learn some of the more interesting quality of life glitches in the game.
Okay, Dotso. Just walk right on up the wall.
Yeah. I think that's... I forget how they went with glitchless, but yeah, it's steam walking. There's like a pixel-perfect walk you can do there, and it's great.
Dotso just seems to love doing those pixel-perfect things.
Yep. He's got a setup for it, I'm sure, because he's got a setup for everything.
Do you think they
And
they changed it to be wall walking in reference to Naruto?
I know they were also looking into it. Apparently, seam walking's weird because there was some weirdness that Dotso explained to me once. I don't remember what it was.
Well, do you seam walk when you hookshot jump in graveyards?
Yeah, you do that, and you can also use the for glitchless. You can also do. There's like a bomb boost you can do, like a bomb jump or damage boost. Sorry, that's what it's called.
Oh.
And yeah, baseball. So the reason the Dorina cutscene is turned on is because it's part of the enable useful cutscenes. We want it for the forest. That's the reason that we want enable useful cutscenes turned on. But in No I Am Realm Warp, you can use this cutscene in order to do a boss key skip into a fire temple. So that's the reason that it's included as part of the set. We don't care about it, but you can just mash the road through. So
Yes, but it's also banned using that in DDR.
yeah, you're not allowed to do the boss key skip, and either way, why would you want to skip Papa D? Just talk to Papa D.
Oh my god.
True that. Also, petition to add the Runia's Dance to the list of useful cutscenes, but
If you can find a glitch you can use with it, go for it.
Well, I'm sure there's a text transfer glitch you could do there. We'll have to message someone to let them know. Yeah, Fire is definitely front-loading all the keys this time, which tends to happen quite a bit because of key logic.
Means that basically you're going deep into Fire.
I still can't get over if it just Scarecrow song.
So good.
Was it AA upright?
AA upright, twice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the significance is, but it clearly plays it fast enough that that's the normal songs they go for. So, hey, if it works for you, that's the important thing. As with all glitches in this, it's really what works for you is the most important part.
10 skulls is just a token as well. All the skulls except 50 so far are just tokens.
Apparently, the people that are locked with this curse are just perfectly happy being locked in the curse. They're just like, it's fine. The tokens can lock themselves. We don't care.
So,
Nice.
What
arrow.
if you had to use the other Scarecrow for your Scarecrow song, so it had all those notes? How many people would try and play through the Fire and the Flames with the Ocarina?
I would either want that, or I'd want the song that you play for Franker D. That would be great. Do that one.
I do recall, I think was it during the Season 4 tournament? Someone did a bunch of different Scarecrow songs. Every race they did, it was a different Scarecrow song.
That's impressive, because I forget what Scarecrow song I'm using in the given time, and they're all supposed to be the same. Ooh. If we look on the bottom side, actually, on Egg's side, he's doing a weird shot here in order to damage the second hitbox for Ovaja. So see, it's just using the arrows and shooting at it. If you have ice arrows, this actually is even a little bit faster. Since ice arrows do like quad damage.
Fire Temple.
And bomb percent has been achieved. It was all in the lake area. Funnily
He
enough.
does have ice arrows, he's just not using them.
Oh, apparently not using them. He's also, this is scary. This time is
Oh, whoa.
oh boy. Thankfully, Volvagia is already dead. Just need to do like the final hit using a sword in order to actually kill Volvagia. Oh, he's got a fairy. Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, he's got plenty of time, man. Basically killed Volvagia before it spawned, using glitches.
I think the phrase in Super Mario speedrunning would be 4 parallel universes ahead of you.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Aye. This is a downfall timeline, okay?
Is this basketball timeline?
Zelda's timeline's very weird for first timers. I will put it that way.
I don't think you have to add for first timers. I think you can just stop at it's very weird.
Okay, I want to know how they intended for all of them to combine back in together into one timeline.
I do recall there was a big old graph that someone put together in a video game magazine like 10 years ago.
Yeah, and there've been modern attempts too. My favorite being the unraveled one. But yeah, it's a mess, shall we say. I also just noticed that Dotso is on the bottom of the well, so
Yeah,
clearly Dotso didn't get the foolish hint that this is completely barren, which is unfortunate. But hey, this does mean that we might get to see some cool tricks in bottom of the well, which is objectively good. Objectively good. Does he have? Ooh, he's doing. So he did blank A there. So if you can see right now, his A is blank, thus ending with the trick. Where you try to enter a crawl space and then you interrupt that with a Deku Nut. This only works on 1.0, which is all the case for Rando. And this has some bunch of strange properties, the most useful of which is that you just kind of ignore water physics. And so you can just go straight down the water. I hear it's this thing that's supposed to be included in video games, but that he just forgot about.
Yeah, no, don't get me started on some games' collision physics, because they are wonky as hell.
Adam, I want to acknowledge that was a pretty good pun.
Thank you.
Always gotta acknowledge the quality puns. You know?
Oh yeah. Puns and dad jokes are my bread and butter. That's why my friends call me Toast. No, I'm not kidding, they do call me Toast.
Man. I think Shiro usually just calls me banned, is usually her response to my terrible jokes, so you know.
Banned, you're all banned.
So Dotso's on the pause menu. Might be that he's going to the bathroom. might be the case.
Shiro, I'm pretty sure if it were something important, Doctor would, let you know. So, let's not worry about that for now. I'm sure he's gonna be back soon. Oh, there we go.
Did hear some noises. Some of the wild squirrels in your area actually started attacking him, but he fended them off.
Virtual console, you gotta love it. What is your preferred method of play? Emulator or virtual console?
I don't have a virtual console, so that would probably be. I mean, you're not wrong, Shira.
You know what? It's a fair point.
Well, we see Vidya now going for the more traditional setup, probably using the bombs for the quick kill. Which, if I remember correctly, it's technically the speed. I think technically, if you use ice arrows for the weird shot quick kill, it's a little bit faster than doing the chew. Or sorry, I think it's chew quick kill is fastest, then ice arrow weird shot, then bomb quick kill, then weird shot plus arrows is I think the order of how it goes. But I'm not 100% sure. Is he doing skull push? No. Aw, he tried on that. I think he's going for active glitch now.
Oh, the accidental target. The ruiner of almost all attacks.
It's a bit late here. So what Dotso is trying to go for there, we think, is a trick called active glitch. If you open the door while you're still in the cutscene for the crawl space, the game doesn't load things properly, and so it loads the next room you're trying to get to, but it keeps you in your current room, and that keeps that unloads a lot of the major actors in the main section, notably the water as well as the bubble, is what it's called. So that can be useful in order to get to the dead hand without having Zelda's Lullaby.
Right, because then you can fall through the floor and then swim up. Because apparently that's a thing.
Yeah, normal things. Just OOT things.
There's just a void filled with water down there that connects to all the other water in the world.
There you go. Now you'll see it. Isn't that how water works in real life too?
I can't say you're wrong.
It is. Cher also brings up a good point. It does remove all of the loaded axers, which includes the chests. So you can't open any of the chests that you see here. But room collision does still work. So you're able to go into the room with the dead hand, which kind of causes everything to reload.
Right. Also, then there's Steve. Best boy Steve.
Best boy Steve. Which Shiro was asking me about last time when I drew, and she's like, "Is that Steve?" And I don't remember which one's Steve. So
Steve is the invisible chest. The big chest that appears when you kill Dead Hand. His name's Carl.
Bless Carl.
It's Carl. Steve's best friend.
Hashtag bless Carl.
Bless Carl. But yeah, Steve is the invisible chest. The big chest is Carl.
I thought Carl was the fish.
Which fish?
Poke no los dos. Yes, we named for DDR. We renamed the fish that we use for the Poke cutscene skip. It's some common names. Shiro calls her Susan, and Sage, who passed away at the beginning of this year, named his fish Carl. So in honor of him, a lot of us also name our fish Carl now.
You know what? That's fair. We can rename this chest into something like Edward.
Edward is acceptable, you know.
I'm a little sad you didn't catch that reference, but it's a bit of an obscure NASCAR one, so... Carl Edwards.
NASCAR is way too close of an is way too close to a sport for me to understand, so can't have that.
I love how Dobby just immediately goes, "Oh my." I think that was
that's all the checks in well for Dotson.
Yes, that was everything in well that was barren.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unsurprisingly to us, we knew it was barren, but we did get to see some cool tricks, which is, you know, the best part.
Yes,
I wonder if he saw the hint and just forgot. Because I thought he had seen the hint.
He keeps meticulous notes of like the hints, so I would doubt that. He actually sends a lot of our players actually use his hint list to make sure they've got them all. So I would think it's unlikely that if he found the hint, he would have gone there. It's possible, but unlikely.
Fair. I too understand obsessive compulsive disorder.
Hey,
letter.
Ruto's letter.
Useless item.
As far as I heard in DDR, that's pretty useless.
Yeah, that's a bottle with work.
But it does complete bottle percent. It's homework, basically.
It's basically homework, you're not wrong.
Oh god. Wait. Considering it was written by a fish person, and it's basically a note saying I've been kidnapped, what
Don't tell my daddy.
what class would that be for?
Probably English Lit. And yes, Shira is correct. It is logically required. It won't be hinted, but it is still logically required. So you will not ever be required to do the child King Zora skip or the adult King Zora skip. We do not have either of those tricks enabled, specifically because they can be a little tricky to do. So you do not have to worry if you do need to use this letter. You will be guaranteed to be able to find it.
I want to see a random setting that just does all sanity as the random setting. With 100 medallions for you.
And it's just not fun to play. I mean, if I were in that race, or if that were a weekly for a random settings league or something, I think I would just forfeit.
Yeah. Last year's grand final.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Jiro. They desperately need someone for RSL. I'm like, you know what? I've never done RSL things. I can sign up to help and get a 98 skull token bridge.
Oh
98 out of
gosh.
98.
Oh, that is wonderful. I love it. Oh, I wish I could have seen that. I love skull scenes, so. Also,
it was something.
This glitch into Child Side Spirit was pretty cool.
Oh, Ventenor, that one I watched and enjoyed a lot. 40 skulls Song of Time and exactly 40 skulls available, closed door of time. That was rude but hilarious to watch. I would have hated to play that.
I think it's definitely one of the ones that you're like, I would hate to play it, but love to see it.
Yeah.
So Egg looks like did not find anything useful on child side. So we'll now be going to adult side.
Sadly, one of the runners did not find their 40th skull in that race. So,
oh no. Oh, that's
it is the downside to 40 out of 40. If you can't think of it, it's really sucks.
And this is why they make a skull tracker now.
Those skulls stand to do well. Wait, is Zelda's Lullaby on OOT?
Oh no.
Please tell me it's not.
Oh
no, Zelda's on Burning
No, it's
Cat.
on Burning Cat. Prelude is on AT.
And Burning Cat in this case, Jabu, Fire, and Forest.
Which we've seen Fire and Forest.
We haven't found Rang yet for Jabu, so we won't be able to grab that. Though that is actually going to require Rang. Because you're going to need Boomerang in order to do Jabu, and you're going to need Zelda's Lullaby in order to do Shadow. So
Well, wait.
Rang is actually hard required in this season.
Rang is hard required, but if we do Jabu, then we won't need CL to do Shadow because we'll have 5 medallions.
Yeah, well, it will be... We won't need Zelda's Lullaby directly, unless... No, because Spirit isn't even required. So yeah, we won't be required to use Zelda's Lullaby itself, but we will be required to find it for
We have just found light arrows. They are in the Longus Cavern.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait to find them.
Now, what is Fatso doing here? I'm very confused. Yes, he was
Governing the fish.
over there. I thought he was doing some kind of glitch where he had to try and pick up the bush while reading the Gossip Stone, and I was like, wait, what?
Doing some Trex transfer glitch. Now, Datto. Go to lake. Lake. Oh, I know what he's doing. He's doing... Why is he doing bottom here?
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, so you did their ocarina items where you can, if you press the bottle button in midair and then press another item that you hold in your hand, notably sword is one of the common ones, as well as bombs, decker sticks, and hook shot is also a good one. The game doesn't have a cutscene to use with that new item, and so it just defaults to using the ocarina.
Speaking
in this
of
particular
ocarina
case,
items, is that actually allowed in DDR, or does that fall under...
OI? OI is allowed, yeah.
Okay. Allowed and encouraged. I see. So, treasure chest game, the Lens of Truth is more than just only a suggestion. It is actually just straight up not required.
Well, you do need you do need to find Sun Song, but yeah, you can either have Sun Song and a bottle, or you can have the lens Luck Magic, or you can just get lucky. Just be lucky, Fivehead.
Sure. And if you're not lucky, brute force it. After 20 attempts, you have more than 50% chance to get it right once.
Yeah. Just be lucky or be stubborn.
Well, you are linked. You're basically the definition of stubborn.
Stubbornly refusing to talk.
Yeah.
You're so stubborn you won't even say anything until your point is made.
Yeah, you don't say anything like at all, except for like until you get to like Breath of the Wild, then you can talk. So all your talks are meaningless, which makes me sad. But hey, that's discussion.
Well, you talk in Skyward Sword somewhat.
Yeah, Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, you both have dialogue, quote unquote, options.
Right. That basically don't matter at all. But,
Yeah.
so basically you talk in the game that precedes every other game, and the game that comes after every other game.
It's a talking sandwich is what we're getting at.
Meanwhile, Dotso picking up some games and going upriver.
Which is
Also,
fair.
Also, as we're fighting this King Dodonga, may I remind you all of Volvagia, Pikachu Face Volvagia with maracas. Carry on.
That was certainly a thing.
You may carry on with your days now.
I have. So, help me out here. Was that a thing that came up during the GDQ restream and
Yes, yesterday.
has been memified since, or has that meme existed before?
No, I've never heard of it before. A Maraca Volvagia, just normal things. Ooh, Egg on the bottom. He's actually, rather than fighting any of these Iron Knuckles, because that would be rude to break into their house and fight them, just gonna clip outside and just leave. That's way more polite than, like, murdering them for the simple crime of, like, sitting down.
I mean, fair. Hey, that's the other scale.
And then, what are you doing? You're not doing the hover slide. Are you doing... Oh my god, are you doing... Nice. So he's doing, this is fantastic, and it saves technically bombs. But you can do apparently you can do a setup there to land on the seam that you use for the spirit climb. That is amazing that he got that first try. Completely glitchless, and also amazing.
Hold up. If that's glitchless, is that allowed in standard?
Probably not.
I don't think so because it's a seam walk, but I don't know.
Okay.
It could, yes.
It's fantastic, and I love it. I want it. Please be a thing. It's so good.
Shiro says it could be yes, unless the race mods ban it. So that's something you'd have to bring up with the mods.
I probably in a million years don't have the chance to be good enough to actually do this trick, so... Oh, Dotso... Oh no, I thought Dotso had just lost his burning stick there, but he was done with it.
Yeah, he was...
You also see on Egg's side here, you may be wondering why Egg is wandering around and just lighting torches. He did a glitch which is 1.0 exclusive called Anti-Jump Flash. Where if you stand on the edge and then in 3 successive frames, move forward, then press A and then press B, Adult Link will like do a jump slash in the air while not holding onto anything, and that gives a garbage value onto your attack. And one of those garbage values includes in fire, so you can run around and use your sword to light torches.
Wasn't there also a variant of doing this just with ISG? I mean, this is...
That's what he was doing right there.
Well, ISG is so that way, since that preserves your crouch tab value. There's a version that you can do as child called QPA, where you use like a cutscene item.
Also bow percent.
Also bow percent.
Also, we're inside Ganon's castle here. Because why wouldn't we be?
With one stone bridge, that's kind of something that happens.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I liked the
I liked when we had like 2 medallion and 4 medallion bridge in the standards. That was interesting.
It made it interesting. That is true.
Yeah, it means it is nice. We personally like having a more open bridge because there's a lot of fun stuff you can do in trials, and it's a nice open area. Notably in DDR, there's the 7 items that are locked behind Light Trial that, as we're saying, strength is a suggestion, so you can get to them using quite a number of tricks. Here we're going to see Vidya use just a damage clip, I think, where he's just going to get a precise angle and then use a bomb to push him inside. There's also super slide methods, and there's also kind of the more new friendly one is you can repeatedly enter and exit Spear Temple or the underground section with the scrub that'll eventually deload the rock in front of it. So.
Spirit Trial, right?
Light Trial, sorry.
Spirit. You
said oh my god!
Boomerang. You said Spirit Temple.
Oh, Spirit Temple. Thank you. It is neither one of those two, actually. Oh yeah, it's Spirit Trial is when you enter.
This is one that is a beautiful. That just pays off for no reason other than it pays off.
That is beautiful because we 100% need that this seed. Also, that's a very pretty brag to begin with.
I think that is the boomerang color from Link to the Past. That blue.
The bloomerang?
The bloomerang.
Oh my god.
I'm about to be kicked.
Kira, I didn't name it that. That's actually what it's called in the community, I promise.
That is in fact true. I have seen that used before.
Can't blame me
in his defense. Oh, well, that's not needed for a UAC. Strength 2 sitting pretty in water trial.
Okay. Is it just me, or did somebody get super quiet all of a sudden?
That was me.
Yeah, just need to be a little far from the mic.
I had my hand between my mouth and the mic by accident.
I appreciate that Egg just did like first try, flawless, glitchless spirit climb, and then missed a torch 3 times. It appreciates it makes me feel better about myself when Egg is doing all of these impossible things and then just misses a torch. It reminds me that he's not just like pure machine.
Only 99% cyborg.
But is the 1% where he didn't get programmed to be able to hit torches?
To be fair, it is VC. To be fair, it is VC, so aim is a thing, but yeah.
Oh god. This chest does not want to be hookshot.
It is extremely precise. It does help to have ISG, because it lets you get a little bit further off the edge. And I think getting the hookshot extension also helps. I noticed also on Dotso's side, he doesn't have hookshot marked on his end. He did pick up the hookshot in Open Grotto, right? Please tell me he grabbed the hookshot in Open Grotto.
As far as I know,
Yeah, he's just in there.
Okay.
I think so.
There
Please
we go!
pause. Nicely done, Egg. Can't wait this would be, like, another strength.
Oh, hey, look, there's the bottom of the well hint he missed.
He's probably real annoyed about that.
Wait, did he go into Open Grotto?
Please.
Nice
Or
little escape.
maybe he's going there now?
Oh wow, that's strength 3. Okay, 2 strengths sitting in Ganon's castle.
There you go, so that's what you're expected to do.
Okay, so, I mean...
Is he gonna actually eat the rock, or is he gonna do the glitch anyway? That's my question.
For the fans, come on.
He's doing the clip. That's the setup for the clip, so...
Oh,
He's doing
man.
a different version of the clip, though, with where you do a super slide. This is my preferred method. And you can just kind of do a super slide, and then you hold shield and down, and you get through.
I was looking forward to Yeet Rock. Oh, he's going the other way.
No, Dotso,
The rest
put
of the
Open Grotto.
items on that map.
I'd rather
Where are
pause and show us that you have the hook shot. One of the two.
Right. Hey, look, that's a pack of bomb fuse. I think that was the last one. There's a key. Saw that one coming. Alright.
There's that rang.
Banana.
Is he even gonna open that chest?
Nah, he's out of here.
Katana's basically the left side and we need besides light. They already have light arrows. I got him from the Gongos. Right.
That chicken just abandons Vidya. Ooh.
Oh no.
The chicken's planet needed it. You know?
What
Also,
the-
what
people need
the?
me.
Chicken?
What? Chicken?
Chicken? Are you okay there, bud?
What in the...
slug?
Okay, Vidya looked at that for a moment, was probably as puzzled as we were, and has decided to go back downriver to get a new chicken.
Clearly that chicken is possessed. So, you know...
Aren't all chickens possessed in this game?
You're not wrong, but...
They are unkillable, and they will summon a literal horde of infinite friends to kill you.
Oh my
if you
god.
work too much.
Oh my god, the chickens are literally We Are Legion.
For we are many.
Oh my god, Casa doesn't have the hook shot.
He doesn't? Dotso, no! Dotso, no!
He skipped Open Grotto!
Dotso, no!
How can you do the bombable grottos, but skip Open Grotto?
Because brain fart. Okay,
Yeah,
that was
I-
a burning
I- to
package
be-
that I missed earlier.
To be fair, I've done, I think, literally the exact same thing. But it's still tragic to see every time. Where you just forget. See, he probably thinks he did it earlier, and past him was like, I'll do it later.
Oh, that's gonna come back to bite him.
I mean, it is already biting him.
Yeah, we don't know where the other hookshot is. We do know it is hookshot locked. Or we very, very much suspect it's hookshot locked. So we'll see where that ends up being. If it is somewhere halfway decent, it might end up being that Dotso will get the second hookshot out of logic, but it really depends where it is.
Watch it just be in Composer's grave. What in the...
I love during that cutscene you can see Link just...
Okay.
That's awesome, I love it so much! Just wee!
Yeah.
My planet needs me!
My people need me.
Oh,
It's almost... But if you're not paying attention, you won't notice it. And it's almost like Where's Waldo meets Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, we did see two different Child Zelda skips, or Child King Zora skips. Egg did Burning Stick method, which involves when you jump slash with a stick as it's burnt out, it doesn't have the recoil effect, so you can jump into the wall. And Vidya using Bomb Shoe to do Mega Flip and like
Vault yourself
there,
over.
which is, you know, it pushes you out of bounds. Oh, it does a push? Because there is a Mega as well. You did the push one?
Vidya doing the okay, Mega Flip back to straight to Baronade here.
Mm-hmm. Well, why wouldn't you? All you need is the medallion.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
has light arrows.
And with that, he's in go mode. I hadn't even clocked that so far. Okay.
Yeah. He's finding the true final boss, this switch.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
This is, I think, if I remember correctly, it's like, wow, that was really fast. It's like, you have to be pulled exactly straight up, and then it's, I think, 1 frame to open the door. It's ridiculously tight.
Alright, also this is considered part of the DDR's boss door requirements of actually having to hit that switch instead of clipping through the door.
Yep, that is indeed correct.
Just something to keep in mind, it's not only adult dungeons where you just have to use the key, it's also child dungeons where you have to open the doors as intended.
As intended.
As intended.
The door is the final boss, and that is certainly true for Egg.
Yeah, this is, you can see better on Egg's side, like, how insanely impressive it is to get that, like, second try. I usually bring a spare friend fish. I bring both Susan and Carl, because you can also, in my opinion, a little bit easier strat. If you get upgrade items and you land on the switch, it'll cause the switch to be pressed down for longer, so you can just walk in.
Oh.
But it does require 2 bottles, so you need 1 to enter, and then you'll need to. But nicely done there for Egg to get it. Not too bad, for sure.
Also, I liked his bomb shoe setup there for that.
And of course Egg has a chew set up there. It's Egg.
He has a shoe set up for everything. Oh, this damn thing. If you don't walk in facing her directly, it's gonna turn you in the slowest manner possible.
Yep, gonna cost you a good 10 seconds just to turn to face Princess Rudo as she demands it exactly.
It's Fishwife, whose ass is a deadly weapon because you can use her to hit switches and pop bubbles.
Yeah.
As well as destroy stingers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she
Stingers
has
is
the
the
same
best.
damage value as a pot, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, it's like pot, and it does the same damage as a sword, I think, in particular to stingers, so I find it fun. I use Ruda for at least one of them, if I can. It's great.
Yeah, when
It's
you
the
first
only
do
time in the entire
ring,
game Ruda is useful.
Oh,
Boy.
wait, that was a... Oh, yeah. See, it gets quick for the first little bit, and then it just slows down horribly. Alright. Question now becomes... Well, we know
Vidya is
Vidya's
going
about
straight
to
to
finish.
Ganon. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Vidya's
on
about
his
to
way to finish up. Egg 2.
The question here becomes, when does Egg get his light arrows?
Yeah, Egg is missing those that pesky yellow lollipop.
Which is weird because he did DC.
No, he did water instead. Yeah, he's going to be a little bit annoyed since
that's right.
DC is the normal choice you would do in this kind of situation. If, like, in the ideal situation, you would do DC instead. But because of his item layout, opted to do water, which was pretty fast, but the Seed was like, nah. Really want you to do DC.
TOT song was Saria's. Okay.
Interesting.
Quick go see Papa D and play that song for that hot beat.
I mean, if you have them, put those CSR jams in chat.
So taking the free bomb refill here.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
Why wouldn't you?
Yep, there you go.
And we'll see if they opt to. There are a couple of just fun tricks that don't really save that much time, but are really fun to do at the end. You can do a Hess up the final stairs, which is my preference to try and do because it looks funny as you Hess up the stairs. And then you can also use a couple of different tricks that are possible. The most common being a super slide in order to keep your Master Sword during the phase of Ganon. You have the hammer, so it's faster just to use that instead. But it's not intended to use to keep the sword, so objectively better in my completely biased opinion.
It's almost like in Super Mario 64, the 16-star speedrun, where you use a super slide clip to get through a door, but then you use the super slide to go up the final stairs to the Bowser's room.
Yeah, you do the BLJ. Gotta do all of the BLJs. Ooh, Vidya getting
We have a safety
by.
fairy? No,
Apparently
safety
no.
fairy here.
That's actually gonna put Egg a little bit ahead, too.
Well,
The
not without
unfortunate
the light
one.
arrows.
You're not wrong. I forgot he didn't have light arrows. Never mind. That's gonna put him further ahead in the climb. But, yeah. Yeah, it would have been super close without this. But, hey, Vidya, can you do that about 20 more times or so?
You just keep repeatedly getting your ass kicked by the big armored iron knuckle, brain. I don't know why, for some reason, my brain wanted to call them Abyss Knights.
That would be a way cooler title, but, nah.
Name clear, but not canon. Oh my god! That was
close.
an inch missing in
How
there.
did you not flinch there? I don't know how Vidya did die there, but yay.
And Vidya just firing his hook shot at the door like, let me out of here!
Let me out! I want off the ride! So of our
I want to
restreamers,
get off Mr. Toad's white ride. Wild ride.
our runners here on Restream, Vidya and Dotsa both went to Dodongo's Cavern, which is basically something that everybody almost always does because it's always so free. While with his item layout, Egg decided to go and do water instead since he was there and he had Serenade and missed out on light arrows.
Well, it was also, I think at the point that Egg went to water, didn't have bombs, if I remember correctly. But,
Oh, that's right, he didn't.
and did have twos, or like a couple twos, but I can understand not going to DC when you don't have twos, when you don't have bombs.
Did he do water before he did forest? I'm pretty sure he didn't have a strength either.
I don't think he had strength. I think he tried.
So he couldn't have done Dodongo. Oh, look, there's Dotso's first strike. I just realized Dotso is sadly very far behind.
Yeah, Dotso due to kind of putting off lake or the lake and Hyrule Field region, and kind of delayed the bombs a ton, which and also unfortunately had some good hints for.
Also,
and now
also he's completely orphaned the hook shot.
yeah, and the hook shot is a big one now. Oh, Vita's going for it, so you can see this is the one I was mentioning that you can do a super slide into the cutscene, and as long as you hold R during this scene, I don't know at what point you can actually let go, but I just hold the whole thing. It doesn't trigger the animation that would normally get rid of the sword, and because OOT, the act of losing the sword is linked to that animation, so you just keep it.
So it's basically you're using the shield as intended to not lose your sword.
Exactly, using the shield as intended. Good way of putting it.
You're using the shield as a shield.
We also had Dotso did a really nice setup there in order to cross the first gap. You can do like a Hess in order to get to the platform with the torch, and then do another recoil Hess in order to get off to the side. It's very impressive. Oh, is that used in MSD now?
Someone expands that acronym for me.
Medallion Stones Trials. So it's the one of the OT categories where you have to collect all of the stones, collect all of the medallions, and beat all of the trials.
Okay.
Oh. Getting bodied by Ganon here. Fortunately, because of well-timed rolls, not taking any damage. And there we go, that's our first Ganon face down. Oh no, second Ganon face. Apologies.
Okay. We get your GGs in chat. Ooh,
Yeah,
also, on the
GGs.
bottom, you can see Egg is actually going for another cool trip, Doom Jump. So if you die on the same frame that you shoot out the hook shot, and then grab onto ledge, you can have...
And that is
This
Vidya James finishing... Oh, ouch. Vidya James finishing off this seed with a time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 35 seconds. In first place, I think. GG.
Yep.
First place. GG's.
Just remember, all seeds can sub too.
But not all seeds will.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Vidya's rating. Thank
Hi,
you
Vidya.
for the raid. Hopefully we'll get you in for an interview, because this was interesting.
He's already here, so I can drag you in.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Vidya.
Hello.
GG's.
Nice first place.
Bruh. I'm so sloppy. I haven't done good stuff in so long. there was a lot of weirdness, but that boomerang was so funny. I was laughing my ass off at that boomerang.
It was so good.
And also, it would have been a lot closer if Egg had gone for Dodongo's Cavern as his stone instead of water.
Interesting. I mean, I never found irons, right? So
they were on King Zora.
KZ? All right. Yeah, I wasn't going anywhere near there as adult.
And Egg just found his found his light arrows, so he's on his way. He's probably going to be like less than 5 minutes behind you.
Yep, because he had furores.
Yeah. I had Ferraris and I never used it. Lol. It didn't end up being useful at all for me.
Well, it might have been useful for those iron knuckles.
Well, I mean...
That was just not something you planned for, though.
Yeah, I mean, that was just sloppy mistake right at the end. I was trying to get on the right side of him, and I guess the camera perspective just made me think I was when I wasn't. I don't know what happened there. But it's
that
okay.
Second fight, too, was terrifying. With that second one was like an inch from your face. I think all of us on comms were like expecting the death and just lived, and we not expecting that.
I know what I was doing. I was in the safe spot. It's okay. You're just on the right side. It's fine. It's easy. I do it every time.
Just be positioned right, Fivehead.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of positioning, yes, that's a horrible transition, but I'm going with it anyway. How do you like the holy crap, DDR rule set? There we go.
I mean, I think adding in all the tricks is super based. I think it's super cool. I'm a fan. Dungeon Skull Sanity, I'm a little uncertain on. Like, I get that you want people to be going into dungeons more, but like, I'm still a little iffy on that one. We'll have to see. I'll have to play more seeds and see what I think, because it does make dungeons like ridiculously powerful.
Yeah, dungeons were already really good, and adding Skull Sanity makes them even better.
Yeah.
So we'll see. These are currently the winning things that people liked from the survey, but we'll see. We can play around with them now that we have a quote-unquote final version to see if now once people get the chance to really play for it, if it ends up sticking or if people end up wanting to switch to something else. We can see.
Yep. When I got Hookshot, I'm like, all right, let's go do Forest because it's maybe on the path. And then I found Hammer. I'm like, all right, well, now I can just go do Forest, Fire, DC. I don't even need to think about what I'm doing next. Let's just, like, raw progression. That's great. And then I'm like, all right, then obviously from there, it's just find ZL, hope that it's not behind Jabu, and then we got the hint. It's like, oh, man, it is behind Jabu. It's like, all right, it's a boomerang hunt. That's all it is. And I'm just like, all right, let's just go Ganons, and I was going to go GTG. I was going to break into Spirit and just, like, go to all the dense areas. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, it was something that we worried about as soon as we saw that, the song that ZL was on Nocturne, we realized that, yeah, that's going to be, that's hardlock Rang.
Yep.
You need to find it to seed, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it was like literally, like at that point, Goma was literally either find Rang or find ZL. It's like, oh, ZL is behind Boomerang? Okay. We're just looking for Rang then.
Fine, be that way, seed, I guess.
And let's just start by going to the densest area in the game. Good old light trial. Oh, there it is. Second chest. Let's go.
Speaking of thanks game, very beginning of the seed, we were talking about the first hint being Path to Magic, and then y'all immediately finding a magic in Deku Tree.
Yeah, we were
funny.
like, this is what Path to Magic can mean, this is what it can and can't be, so this is probably going to encourage them to go to this area, and then you just found magic. We're like, well, okay, then. Invalidate the last 3 minutes of commentary, and we're good.
And then we found a second path to magic, and we're a bit confused.
It was, yeah. So that's, I wasn't sure about that, but we'll run with it.
I'll have to look into it. What might have happened is that, one of the other categories that it tried to pick, it didn't have any items that could hint for it,
Right.
Which is technically possible, and in that case, I'll just pick a new hint to go for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my guess is what might have happened, but I'll have to look into it more. It's also me possibly just being a derp and putting a 4 instead of a 3 somewhere. This is also possible, but we'll see.
The whole world is ones and zeros. Existential crisis. All right. Moving on.
Just your average programmer's day. So
moving on, Eggmeister.
Eggmeister finishing in second place with a time of 1:56.21. Really, not a lot of time distance between you two. Chiefly,
Right.
basically, one of you had your light arrows already, and the other didn't.
Certainly
and
made some
Egg
of
is
the
here too.
difference. Hello.
There we go. Hey, Egg. GG's.
GG's Egg.
Jeez. That was interesting. So I'm assuming you did DC for your stone, I'd imagine,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did water for reasons. Well, water was hinted, so it wasn't...
Yeah, water was hinted, I get it, but what was there? I'm guessing like a strength or something?
Fire arrows.
Oh,
Also, when I went there, I forgot I didn't have ZL, so I was like, oh, this is going to be a little awkward.
Also,
worked
I
out in the
believe
end.
when you went there, you only had shoes, you didn't have bombs or strength.
Yeah, well, I got the bombs before getting there, because I was in field.
Yeah.
I don't know where, like, the actual logical bomb... I guess the logical... Maybe the one I got was logical, because you could have got the hammer.
Child
Yep.
fishing
Yeah,
at a
child
bomb bag.
Oh,
Child
child
fishing. Lab Roof also had one.
That's garbage.
Yeah. I can't remember if the hookshot was in Open Grotto or Bomb
It was
Walk.
remote.
Yeah, it was an open grotto.
Open Grotto had
Open
hookshot.
Grotto. Yeah,
Open
so you
Grotto
can
had
get
hookshot.
you can get either of those bomb bags then.
Which,
Yeah.
sadly, Dotso orphaned, thinking he's done it already. And we
Yeah,
have no
that's-
idea where that other hookshot is.
Yeah, that's bad. And then where was Zio like?
Burning Cack.
Yeah, was that Nocturne?
That's what I figured.
Yeah, it was
So,
hinted.
Oh, it was hinted. I must have missed that hint then.
It was hard locked to be. So you absolutely 100% need Rang to seed.
Yep.
Ooh, nice
Rank
target.
was in a fine spot though, so it wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad a spot. I was a little sad, though, that we didn't get to see you eat rock, because you got Strength 3 and then went for the clip anyway.
Yeah. It's just
We
part
did
of how I
also
do
appreciate, Egg, that you went for the glitchless strat for the spirit climb.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
We're all popping off for that.
that. Oh, the hookshot thing.
Yeah, where you just jump
yeah.
down to the spot with the spirit
Oh
climb.
yeah, I like that. I prefer that one over the overslide. Save some bombs too.
We did see
It looks
some very
awesome.
interesting strats from both of y'all that, as somebody who's never run any kind of glitches besides ground jumps and B1 skip, was very nice to see.
Of course. It's the worst part for me was when I got the Rang, I'm like, alright, how do I get to Jabu quickly? And then I realized I have no idea how to clip into the waterfall without a chicken. So I'm just like, goddamn.
By the way, can we talk about that possessed chicken that literally fell into the water and then all of a sudden was again right in your face?
So that's on purpose because there's like a little like ceiling there, and if the chicken hits a wall, it like starts flying up, and it just phases through. It just clips through that floor and then comes back up. So I was trying to get it into the corner, but I messed it up and it ran back into the water. So yeah, I don't know.
Did you touch spirit at all?
Nope.
Either. Oh well.
Nope. Never.
I
Never went those
had
categories.
my third bow.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we got
You know.
bomb percent, we got bow percent.
That's also just found Mirror Shield and Jabu, which
No.
free shield? Mark?
We also got strength percent.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, both 2 strengths and GT was weird.
Yeah, there was 2 strengths in Ganon's castle.
Which makes that Rang getting that Rang without glitches isn't too bad, but
Yeah, that was easily in logic. Yeah, that was weird. I think my bomb bag was technically in logic too, because that hammer was in logic with the hook.
Yeah.
You could have used hammers. I think all 3 bomb bags could have been your first one, logically.
yeah.
Technically. But who needs bombs when you have bomb juice?
That's true. Yeah, Cavern actually. I wanted to go. I didn't really have a plan, but I went Cavern just because I was like, I kind of want Requiem. That'll probably come in handy. Then we got irons to make it even faster. I was like, nice. And choose.
Oh yeah, got irons off of King Zora. Also, I liked how quickly you were able to do the King Zora unfreeze glitch.
Oh yeah, that one just target the wall, side up a bunch. That one's
Yeah.
I
Which you don't have to do.
usually, even if I don't want to unfreeze them, I do an accident. Just because the movement to get up there the fastest is usually the same movement you do to unfreeze them with the sign.
Accidentally do a glitch. Whoops.
Well, sometimes you don't want to unfreeze them because you want to walk through them to get back, you know?
Also, can we talk about the door in Jabu Jabu and that switch?
Oh, yeah.
The final boss.
Yeah, the one before that. The door
Oh,
to the
that's-
room for the switch for the final boss.
No, but that's
the one
fine.
that
That
you
is
choose.
that is the final boss though of Jabu. Yeah.
I was very impressed with you that you got that on your second try.
Well, technically first try. The first try I jumped on the switch by accident, and you can't get box skip that way. So when I
Right.
jumped on the switch the first time, it's just I had to get off. But hey, it's just B1 skip. Lol. That's the meme, right? That's the joke. That's what people say.
Oh no.
It's one of those things where you have to press up and A on the same frame, and then it just so happens that the timing for the second A press is like the side flip hover timing, which like every glitch player knows. So it's just muscle memory.
Oh, Egg, it did seem like you had some trouble with it for a while.
Oh yeah, because I mash for it. If it is the same timing as that, though, that makes it free, actually.
I think it is. Don't quote me on that, but that's just what I do, and it works like 90% of the time.
We need a quotes channel just for people who say, don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I do neutral megas all the time.
I say a lot of dumb shit. Don't
If it's
quote
the
me
same
on
timing as like a neutral mega, then it should be pretty easy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alright. Any final thoughts? We're gonna send a read over to Dotso. They're going to finish off the feed.
Thanks for restream.
Thanks for running.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. It's
Hey,
good to
I'll-
have people here this week.
Also, who rolled that seed? Was that you, Dobby?
I
was
can
Window
neither,
Bond, I heard.
I can neither confirm nor
was
deny
really
any
fun.
allegations for my safety.
I see you became cursed.
Hey, you both finished sub 2. It's not that bad.
Okay, fair enough. Can't complain.
well, hey, there was
Actually,
something
y'all would have finished within like 10 seconds of each other if Egg had went to DC instead of water.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, literally, y'all were both doing the climb at the same time, and then Vidya got by the Iron Knuckle, and y'all were both tied in the climb.
Yeah, it makes sense. Because I was, 5 minutes behind? That checks.
Yeah. But, I mean, if there's something that you'd want to see changed about the settings, Egg, I mean, feel free to provide feedback in the DDR discussion channel. We are still evaluating these settings for Season 2. So Video provided some responses in regards to Skull Sanity. But if you have any thoughts as well, please feel free to add them so we can have open
Like
discussion.
Skull Sandy, because eventually it means that one Skulltula on Deku is going to screw everyone.
Okay.
It's just not
You are not
pain.
wrong.
That's what I said.
It will. Guaranteed.
Understood.
Like-
Alright. We wait for that day. Or at least Egg continues to wait for that day with his half milk.
But until then,
I do have one last question. Egg, do you have a bomb shoe strat for everything?
Yeah.
Shoes are nice.
They are
She's
nice, yeah.
incredible.
Now I'm thinking if we
you
could
gotta
plan
work
to
what you got, you know?
I'm thinking if we could plan to a half milk onto that Skulltula.
You know, I did like that I finished with half milk. I did think that milk gave you magic, though, so that was a shame.
No,
Yeah,
only
we
an
don't know
MM.
what was with your magic meter, by the way, Egg, with that black line in the center.
Yeah, my recording software does that apparently. On
Oh.
my end, it doesn't do it. Even though like I go through my recording thing and then like I don't know. I don't know why. For some reason, OBS doesn't like it and it puts a black line in it.
Well,
That's
as long as it
weird.
wasn't your stream, because you were saying you were concerned about the patch. So, you know what, that's fine in the grand scheme of things. I was just concerned you may have, like, had a PC crash.
I'm used to that. I don't know. For some reason, my recording OBS just does weird things. I think it's OBS because my recording doesn't do it. I think it's just OBS. It's weird.
Oh, we'll give it a second because we're about to see if your skull is the best thing in the world, and it has a wallet today.
I'm streaming still.
not the best thing, but also not the worst thing.
True. At
Still
least
pretty
it's an
good.
item.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all right, cool. We will thank you to Tobias and Davi for using the commands in chat. Please give please give a follow to our 3 runners today. This is why I did not commentate. My brain is still wacky. To Vidya, Dotso, and Egg. And our commentators, of course, we could not do this without you guys, and Tracker. Tobias, Mad Monk Adam, Dobby, and Baseball, thank you all very much for making this restream happen.
Thank
And of course,
you
shout
for
out to our
restreaming it
restreamer.
for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank
Got your
you
own
both.
definitely working command that's definitely ZSR bot posted. Don't worry about it. Don't check.
Woo.
Fancy.
So, we will send a raid to Dotso. There is a random settings match that will be on ZSR main. I believe it just may have started at the top
Yes.
of the hour. But please give some love to all of our Ocarina of Time random communities. We are spread vast and far, but we all come together for the love of Rando. So with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon or evening, whatever time zone you may be, and thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.